Here's a quick rundown of the rig that I use for shooting astrophotography. The most important component is the telescope mount. The telescope mount is going to track the stars and your object and make sure that whatever it is that you're shooting remains perfectly still so that you can get the sharpest images. The telescope mount that I'm using here is the Ioptron CEM40. It is a center-balanced equatorial mount with a 40-pound payload capacity. This mount does have a couple of nice features, including computerized go-to capability, which means that you can program any object in a database and it will go ahead and aim your telescope at that object for you. It does also have computerized polar alignment, which is important for its proper functioning. It makes your life really easy. All of these mounts do have some degree of error. In this case, we're using a separate guide camera and guide scope. This is going to monitor your image and make sure that any deviation from where it should be is corrected in the mount. Mounted to this, I have my telescope, the Astro AT115 EDT. It's a 4.5-inch diameter telescope with a focal length of 800 millimeters at f7. In order to get even sharper stars throughout the entirety of the image, it has a field flattener and focal reducer at the back. This brings the aperture to f5.6, which improves the light gathering capabilities. And the focal length in this case goes down to 640 millimeters. All of this light is going to be captured by my camera, which is the ASI 294mm Pro. This is a dedicated Astro camera. It's a micro four thirds size. It shoots at about 50 megapixels, but by default it is reduced to 12 megapixels for improved quality. It's monochrome so that you can focus on specific wavelengths that you're interested in and get the best quality images. In this case, we use red, green, and blue filters to give you the conventional RGB color images. It also has a luminance filter, which includes all of the wavelengths. It also has special filters that restrict the incoming light to just the specific wavelengths of light that we see from specific deep sky objects. Those wavelengths come from ionized gases in nebulae, for example, which include ionized hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. In order to do that, I have the ZWO electronic filter wheel. So this filter wheel contains 7 filters with each of those different wavelengths. There is also in this case an electronic autofocuser, which is able to achieve focus far beyond what you are capable of doing by hand and managing that throughout the night. All of these components are controlled by a mini PC here. This is running Windows. Okay, so I'm just here with my iPad using software called TeamViewer so that I can remotely access the mini PC that's controlling the telescope. So you can see here that I'm in Windows on this tablet, and in it I have software called Astrophotography Tool open. And what this is going to allow me to do is control every component of the telescope rig. So what it's doing now is it's running an autofocus routine. It's going to take several images, take some measurements, and determine at what point the focuser is giving the sharpest image. So what I'm going to start with is hitting Go To, so it goes to my target, the Triangulum Galaxy, or M33, and the telescope will begin to move. The image centered to just 3 pixels error. And it's going to start guiding automatically. It's going to make sure that the pictures are perfectly still. So now I'm going to go to my imaging plan, and you can see that I've asked it to acquire images with the filters for hydrogen alpha, red, green, and blue filters. At the end of the night, I'm going to have all of the data I need to process a full color image in beautiful quality. So that's a quick overview of the telescope rig. We're going to continue imaging the Triangulum Galaxy. Later on tonight, we're going to be moving the telescope to the Orion Nebula as well as the Pleiades.